Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. What happened? Man.
Great. Fantastic. Okay, this should be quick, so you may take another caller.
I might probably just play a game show instead, but what's up?
Okay. So you have this little segment last couple days about your YJack probes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. The short clips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So I was looking at that, and then I started. I can't remember if this was recent or if this was a previous video, but you had one where you demonstrated how far it goes.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay. Was that before? Was that like?
That video was several weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going, I'm doing the binge thing. So anyway, so I watched that and I got kind of interested, and then I started looking it up. And am I missing something? Or, you're sort of sponsored, you're sponsored by Yellow Jacket, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And you're also sort of sponsored by TrueTech Tools, correct?
That is correct as well.
And it appears that TrueTech Tools does not carry Yellow Jacket product.
That is also correct.
Okay, so that threw me for a loop. You want to throw a little comment on that?
Well, all I can tell you, I know why they're not sponsored by Yellow Jacket, or not sponsored. I know why they don't carry Yellow Jacket. It goes back years and years and years. But I'm not privy to say why that is, because that was told to me in confidence. It's nothing crazy or insane. It's just there was a difference of opinion a long time ago, so they don't carry Yellow Jacket, basically.
I see. So where would you suggest I look for them?
I think if it's online that you're looking, I think maybe Test Equipment Depot, probably. They sell Yellow Jacket stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I see them. That's like the other TrueTech Tools. If you have TrueTech Tools and then you have a place that sells very similar items, I always think of Test Equipment Depot. I don't know what the price is there, and I know Steve Lab always talks about value testers, so maybe they have the product as well. I'm not positive there, but that's the three that I'm familiar with as far as their name.
No one else compares.
Yeah, value testers. Value testers. But yeah, I mean, evidently they're a pretty big place because they sponsor Steve. They're a pretty big place. So.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of Steve, I had a little joke that nobody really picked up on. What happens when you combine a Steve Lab video with a anti-DIY video?
A combined Steve Lab with anti-DIY. What happens?
Well, you get Steve Cooks.
Steve Cooks. Steve Cooks. He did cook. You're right. He did cook quite a bit. I don't know. Does he still do that?
He does.
That's funny. I haven't watched. He used to watch cooking videos all the time that he would do like his meals he made.
You get the joke though?
I do get the joke. And I've watched both those channels, and both those guys are really interesting guys too. Both Ted and Steve.
Right. Okay, one last question on the personality thing. You had that series where you had like long form interviews with several different other channel people.
Correct.
And there was one where you had Ted Cook on, and you were asking him, or he was asking you, or whatever, who else should we have? We've had like all these people. Who else should we have? And he said, well, what about Steve? And you said, he won't do it. He's not interested.
That's correct. I did ask Steve. So Steve did not want to do it.
Yeah.
So
I know you can't share everything, but is there something you could say about that? Like, he seems pretty open to a lot of things. That seems kind of unusual.
I don't know specifically why he wouldn't do it. I don't know. I get the impression that Steve, he just likes to, get on here, do his thing, and then go about his business. So that's the impression that I got. He didn't want to do a whole bunch of podcasts and stuff like that. Plus, I think that he might have been worried, and this is my speculation, he might have been worried that someone was going to use his popularity to try to boost himself. I think that might be one of his concerns as well, because he's a very popular guy. And you have to imagine someone like him, there's a lot of guys coming up to him that are probably asking for, hey, why don't you shout out my channel or do this or do that? And he probably has to shield himself from that. So that's just my speculation, but that's what I would guess. If you want to watch more videos just like this one, click on this playlist. If you want to see a new video you might not have ever seen before, check out this one right down here. And if you want to find out more about the sponsors that make this show possible, you can click on this box right here. And of course, if you aren't subscribed, please click here to do so.